Hi guys, and welcome to another video, Metal Music Man. And today, what we're gonna do, as I mentioned in another video that we did about the top 5 favorite death metal bands, that I wanted to include melodic death metal bands, but it was too many and wouldn't be fair. So today we're gonna do top 5 favorite melodic death metal bands. Still, I'm gonna include. I'm gonna exclude a lot of big names because I didn't listen, we could say, consistently or fanatically all of them. So some of the big names will be out of my list, and of course there's only 5 spots, so it's hard to fill up and all the bands. But I will mention some of them very notable. On my list, I don't have bands like Opeth, big name, Amorphis, Dismember, Edge of Sanity, Insomnium, Cataclysm, Nitrates, great band, Nitrates. Still, I haven't put them on my list. I didn't listen to them consistently. Other bands that I haven't put but they're big names and great bands is Carcass. Of course, with the Hard Work album, legendary album, trademark of melodic death metal. But because they had a member that played in another band and I included the other band on my list, that's why I decided to leave Carcass out from my listing. Hard Work is amazing. The following album they did the Swan Song, where was the final album because the breakup was melodic, was okay, not too bad. Was more of a death and roll album. And then they came back in 2013 with the Surgical Steel album, which is fresh, melodic, strong album, good. So you should check out those ones from Carcass. Another band that I haven't included on my list is Soilwork. You're gonna tell me, yeah, it's not very death metal. Yeah, we could say that, but their first albums they did, they had a lot of melodic death metal elements, so it classifies to death metal, melodic death metal band to me. As I said, the first jobs, they were amazing. Stillbath Suicide, Chain Heart Machine, and Predator's Portrait, this trilogy of albums, great stuff from Soilwork. Then they became a little bit more commercial, more approachable to people. They started using clean vocals as well, so they had this diversity, and probably that's why people like them. Albums like Natural Born Chaos, and of course Figure Number 5, I think was one of the biggest commercial success. I haven't included them in my list. You should check out those albums as well, or even the later ones. Next band that I haven't included on my list is a band that is very underrated. Very underrated, and people, they don't talk about this band. Is not on people's list, on people's ranking. This band is missing, is absent from any list. I don't know why. It's one of the biggest names, one of the oldest names, we could say. And but at the same time, it was one of the heaviest melodic, but one of the heaviest and very brutal vocals. Maybe that's why people put other bands there and not them, or the newer generation, they don't know about them, they're not very popular now. Back in the day they were. I'm talking about Hypocrisy and Peter Tagtren, the singer, the man behind the band. Of course, he's a great producer. He produced so many albums, black metal albums, death metal albums, anything. He has another band, Pain, that they play a bit more industrial music. But Hypocrisy, they had amazing albums, very heavy, as I said before, very brutal, and always the theme was about aliens, so they were more sci-fi. Maybe people wasn't attracted to that themes, maybe that's why they're not very popular. Albums like The Fourth Dimension, Abducted, which I think it's the top Hypocrisy album. Final Chapter, great stuff from Hypocrisy. Later on, after 2000, they started blending a little bit different stuff in their music, tried to become a bit more mainstream, maybe because he was a bit influenced by Pain. He was releasing industrial music with Pain, so they released some albums like The Virus, The Arrival, but they came back in 2013 very strong with End of Disclosure album. For me, it's a great band, very underrated, and definitely it's worth to go and check it, but it's not on my list as well. And the final, last but not least, of course, I haven't put in my list In Flames. Yeah, I know, one of the biggest names. Yeah, well, as I said, I didn't listen to them consistently, and that's what is about today's listing, to listen consistently, favorite. So In Flames, unfortunately, left out of my list, but they have amazing albums, they have amazing music, you should go and listen. Clayman and Colony albums from early 90s, Oracle as well, Reroute to Remain, great music, and of course they became big name through the years, and they changed the vocals as well, like Soilwork started having a bit cleaner, so they were giving that diversity as well in their music. So with all that said, let's go on my top 5 favorite. Number 5 for today, I will put Amon Amarth, amazing band with the Viking themes, although they changed a little bit through the years, because the early albums, Crusher, Fate of Norms, they were a little bit different. After they released With Odin on Our Side, they start playing, we could say, not mainstream, but they kind of soft and kind became a bit more melodic in their music, so this one make them more approachable to people as well. For me, their peak was kind of that trilogy of albums, Twilight of the Thunder Gods, that I show you. This one, Deceiver of the Gods, and Surtur Rising, which make them a big name out there, start playing at big festivals. I was lucky to see them live, I think it was 2009, maybe 2010, I can't remember exactly, in Greece, in my city. I think it was Caliban, the opening band, if I remember correctly, but it's been so many years now and my memory is not the best. Yeah, great band in live or studios, great production, very heavy, very groovy. Yeah, it's almost a daily thing for me to listen to Amon Amarth, although the latest albums, they're not great. I didn't like, to be honest, the Great Heathen Army. They releasing a new album now. I heard one song was a ballad song. I hope the rest of them, they're different. Hopefully they come back strong. The one before the Berserker album, yeah, wasn't too bad. Yeah, but for me that trilogy of albums, and with Odin on our side as well, great albums, great band. So for me, number 5. Number four. There is another underrated band for me. Not like Hypocrisy, because this one is a bit more popular. I see them through the time to people's on people's listings as well, but they're not very popular as other names. And I'm talking about Dark Tranquility, another band that I saw them live. I think it was 2011. I think it was for a promotion of We Are the Void album. I think it was 2011 or 12. I can't remember exactly. Maybe 13. My memory is not the best. Anyway, very melodic. A lot of keyboards in the music. It's a bit different than other bands. But they are one of their first bands of the genre. They started early 90s as well. Michael Stane, the singer, has of course trademark voice, so you can't mistaken him. So his voice are strong always, although I have to say his appearance as well is very unique. Looks a little bit like Jesus, if we have to make a joke. Yeah, great music from Dark Tranquility. I think the late 90s, early 2000s, they were their strong era for Dark Tranquility, that they became a big name back in the day with albums like Damage Done, Projector, Character, Fiction. Great songs, super melodic, some very fast, a lot of atmosphere with the keyboards. Great band, especially back in the days, was my daily band, Dark Tranquility. The last decade, yeah, they didn't release very strong albums, I have to be honest. I lost a little bit track of them. Still, I listen to them, but not that fanatically. There is another band, The Halo Effect, that Michael Stane did vocals there as well, if you want to listen to an alternative option as well. For me, great band, Dark Tranquility, 4th place for today. My third favorite band, they don't have, let's say, so many great albums, but they have one that probably it's the best and the definition of the melodic death metal, Swedish death metal sound. And it's a legendary album, and I'm talking about At the Gates. Amazing band. The first 2 albums they released back in the early 90s, they were fierce, they had speed, production-wise wasn't good. The third one, although someone could say could be an EP, but then they put some live songs there and they released it as a full album, showed the way what they wanted to do, what was the sound that they wanted to follow. And with this album, Slaughter of the Soul, they define their signature sound, and they define like the sound of the whole genre. I don't think they realized back in the day how important was the release of that album, because after a while they disbanded, and 3 of the members, they created The Haunted, which was something great that contributed to the thrash scene as well. Later on, I think it was 2008, they formed again, and they released on 2014, I think, At War with Reality album, fresh, great productions as well. Of course, the singer and frontman of the band, Thomas Lindberg, passed away last year. So the last album they released before his passing, The Ghost of a Future Past, is one of the best albums. You should check it out if you need something fresh to check. Otherwise, of course, you can't go wrong with a legendary album. It's one of these albums that they're gonna stay forever legendary. Great music, top level from At the Gates. And of course, as I said before about Thomas Lindberg, who wasn't just a singer or frontman, who was a person that helped, contributed to make the melodic death metal scene big outside from Sweden. So he was very important part of the history of melodic death metal scene. A great band, daily on my playlist, amazing. At the Gates, number 3 on my list today. Number two, we have a band that is not from Sweden. They use a lot of keyboards as well, and they had their main guitarist and songwriter was one of the best in his era. I'm talking about Children of Bodom, and of course Alexei Laiho, that he passed away in 2020. One of the greatest guitarist of the newer generation, alongside with Gus G. Yeah, both of them back in the early 2000s, they were touring and doing guitar clinics all over the world. They were considered the rising stars in guitar. Great riffs from Alexei, amazing solos, amazing songwriting. His vocals very unique as well. You couldn't mistaking him when he was singing. You know that is Alexei. Of course, their first albums, like a trilogy of albums like this one, Hatebreeder, Follow the Reaper, and Hate Crew Death Roll, for me are the top. If someone wants to listen to Children of Bodom, check out those ones. Of course, they became very successful and popular with Are You Dead Yet album, but they lost, they changed their style, they lost that neoclassical style that they had on the guitars, became more approachable to people, but still great music. Even the latest albums, the last one, Hexed, I think it was 2018, the last one, still was very groovy, great production. You should check it out. Alexei, before his passing, he formed a new band, Bodom After Midnight. They released an EP, but he passed away, so we don't have any more work from them. Nowadays, Children of Bodom, they reformed back and they do some live shows in Europe. Hopefully they go all over the world, maybe next year. And Samuel Bana is covering for Alexei, guitars and vocals, and he does a great job, I have to say. I was very impressed. Children of Bodom is one of my biggest regrets because I never saw them live in my life, and was always a band that I wanted to see them. Because from the first moment I listened to them, I remember it was 97, when my brother, it was 97, 98, can't remember, maybe later, maybe I think it was later, 99, because he gave me a copy of Emperor, Nine Equilibrium, and Hatebreeder. I didn't know about Children of Bodom then, and then when I listened to this album, blew my mind. I was speechless. Because they had that neoclassical style. You could say elements of melodic power metal, but very fast, very harsh riffs, harsh vocals. I was so hooked on straight away with Children of Bodom, so it's one of my favorite bands of all time. I listen to them daily, and yeah, for me it goes to second place, Children of Bodom. So, number one, for my number one, as I said before, I gave spoilers with Carcass about a member that was participated in the Hard Work album. Well, that member is Michael Amott, and of course the other band that created is Arch Enemy. Of course he did Spiritual Beggars first, but it's not melodic death metal. It's kind of a stoner rock metal, I don't know. So he wanted still playing melodic death metal. And of course he created Arch Enemy, the mastermind behind the band. Although Arch Enemy were divided in two categories, main categories, the male vocals and the female vocals. Male vocalist, the first three albums, Johan Liva. I have to say musically, yeah, they're good, but the vocals didn't work for me. And then when they hired Angela Gosso on vocals, everyone was amazed because a woman could do such harsh vocals, very aggressive, very angry, better than most male vocalists. And I think that was the golden era, we could say, of Arch Enemy that made them worldwide known with albums like Wages of Sin, the first album with Angela, Doomsday Machine, amazing album, Rise of the Tyrant, my favorite Arch Enemy album. I think the guitar work on this album is not very popular. Most of the fans, for some reason, they don't like it so much, but the guitar work there with the two brothers, Michael Amott and Chris Amott, amazing stuff. Anthems of Rebellion was a bit more thrashy for me, more groovy, was different. But even Chaos Legion was good, the last album with Angela. Then they changed the vocalist, they hired Alicia. For me, War Eternal, the first album, was probably it's the heaviest album that they ever done, and production-wise as well, and sounds, we could say, has a lot of symphonic elements in. The other one, Will to Power, not great, but they have one of their best songs there in this album. World Is Yours, and this one, Deceivers albums, was okay. Then the last one, Blood Dynasty. Then Alisa left the band, and now they have Lauren Hart. They released a song a few months ago. Sounds, I would say, very similar to Angela. Has that aggression in her voice, has that energy. Sounds like the song could be easily be in older albums, so that's something good, and I can't wait to listen to new material, new album when they're gonna release it. Yeah, for me, it's a great band, big band. Most of the times they have a kind of stable lineup. They were only changed after Chris Amott when he left. They changed a couple of different guitarists, but besides that, and the singers, of course, 3 singers, but still, it's most of the times they have the same players. So yeah, great band for me. Every day I listen to Arch Enemy. My personal favorite melodic death metal band of all time. number one arch enemy. So that was my list for today. Hit the like button if you like the video. Leave a comment below. Tell me what's your top 5 favorite death metal bands of all time. Do we agree? Do we disagree? Subscribe to my channel. It's free. You don't have to pay nothing. Will help me to make bigger the channel and post more videos like that. And until next time, see you. Bye.